All right, let's talk about the Wellness Revolution. It's this huge 16-module program that makes a pretty big promise to help you take complete control of your health. So, what we're going to do today is lay out the entire roadmap. We'll see how it's all structured and what that journey actually looks like. Ready? Let's dive in.
And this right here, this is the heart of it all. The program is basically saying, hey, we're going to help you stay accountable and actually see the changes. It's not just about learning stuff, it's about getting real, tangible results. And that idea, that's the thread that ties every single one of these modules together.
So, how do they pull this off? Well, it all boils down to these 16 modules. But don't think of it as just a long to-do list. The whole thing is framed as a journey, like a personal adventure, really. Each module is a new stop on the map, a new piece of your own well-being to uncover.
Okay, so to make sense of all 16 modules, we're going to break them down into 4 main stages. First, we'll cover laying the foundation. Then, we'll get into decoding your body. After that, it's all about optimizing your lifestyle. And finally, we'll wrap up with expanding your well-being. So, let's get into stage 1. All right, stage 1, laying the foundation. And the idea here is super straightforward, right? You wouldn't build a house on shaky ground. The same goes for your health. So this first part of the journey is all about gathering the raw materials, the data, the self-assessments, to create a totally personalized blueprint just for you. So what does that look like in practice? Well, you start with a big health and lifestyle assessment to see where you're at right now. Then, and this is cool, you do genetic testing to understand what makes you, well, you. All of that info gets plugged into what they call a wellness ledger. Think of it like your personal health dashboard. And only then do you set your goals, making sure they're things you can actually, do. And that's the key thing to get from this first stage. It's so methodical. You assess, then you test, and only then do you plan. See that? It's a data-first approach. It's what makes sure your goals aren't just generic advice, but are tailor-made for your body from day one. Okay, so once that foundation is rock solid, we move right into stage 2, decoding your body. Now that you've got all your personal data, it's time to turn the focus inward. We're going deep into the systems that are literally running the show inside you. And what are we decoding exactly? We're talking about the big ones: nutrition, gut health, heart health, and of course, weight management. And it all connects back to that genetic testing we talked about. You'll get a much deeper dive into your omics profile, which is just a fancy way of saying how your unique genes actually play out in real life. And what I like is how the program takes these really complex topics and makes them easy to grasp. Take gut health. It's a term we hear everywhere, right? But here, it's not just a buzzword. They break it down. It's about the balance of tiny organisms in your gut and how that balance affects, well, pretty much everything, from how you digest food to how strong your immune system is. And this just drives home that whole tangible progress thing they promised at the start. When you're looking at something like heart health or weight, it's not about guesswork. It's all about the data. You're using actual tools, maybe even working with professionals, to track specific numbers like your resting heart rate or blood sugar. It turns a vague idea like, get healthier, into a concrete, measurable mission. So we've decoded what's happening inside your body. Now, in stage 3, we shift our focus to the outside world. This stage is called optimizing your lifestyle, and it's all about mastering your environment and the habits you repeat day in and day out. I love how they phrase the goal here. You're literally building a fortress of health. And the bricks of that fortress? Things like optimizing your sleep, tracking your physical activity, and seriously cutting down on your body's toxic load. It even gets into understanding substance use and some really cutting-edge stuff like using light and color for healing. And again, it's not just surface-level advice. They're not just going to tell you, hey, get more sleep. No, they dive into the how. The program actually explores modern sleep tech, wearables, sensors, all that stuff, that gives you hard data so you can see what's working and make real improvements to your sleep. Just look at the difference a module like this makes. Think about it. Before, you might be completely unaware of all the hidden toxins in your home or your food. But after, you're empowered. You know how to spot the sources, how to test for them, and how to actually get them out of your life. It's a huge shift from being a passive bystander to being the active manager of your own health. And all of this, the foundation, the internal decoding, the external lifestyle optimization, it all culminates in the final stage, expanding your well-being. This is the grand finale where everything comes together. We connect the dots between your physical health and the stuff that's just as important, your mental, emotional, and even your social well-being. So what does true integration mean here? It means modules on mastering your mind, understanding trauma, building up your defenses against disease, and this is a big one, strengthening your social connections. This is the stuff that really paints the complete, holistic picture of what it means to be well. And the Mastering the Mind module isn't just fluffy, abstract ideas. It's super practical. It focuses on real tools like meditation apps and tech, plus support systems to help you build mental clarity and resilience that you can actually feel and measure over time.
The program really doesn't back away from the heavy stuff either. It tackles trauma head on, framing it as a process of adapting to tough times. But most importantly, it shows you how specific wellness strategies can actively support you through that process. It's incredibly proactive.
So, there you have it. We've walked through all 4 stages. We started with getting our data, and we ended up with full mind-body integration. The entire map has been revealed. All the puzzle pieces are on the table, and they form a complete blueprint for what they call a personal health revolution. We've covered a lot of ground, right? From your unique genetic code all the way to the power of your social circle. We've seen the whole 16-module framework. It's a seriously comprehensive, data-driven path to wellness. So now that you've seen the map laid out in front of you, the only real question left is, where would your revolution begin?